Hi guys, and welcome back to Shenzhen, China. Of course, I'm here in the middle of coronavirus city, but hey, gotta do it. It's the job. Well, it's actually for my first job. But anyway, guys, of course, I'm here to answer a few questions. Frequently asked questions. That's what I want to go over really fast because a lot of you just keep on asking the same questions and you don't really like. I guess you miss it in some of the videos of the answers that to your questions, or you choose not to read the comment sections down below on the other videos that everybody asks the same exact questions over and over again. But anyway, so I'll just go through like the top five I have and just answering them so that you don't ask them again. So here I go. So we got the first question. Always on. Can I have the always on? Yeah, Mr. Ticks have tried to do the always on, but it really burns the battery. If you guys like it, you can. You can see some of his videos that he has about the Genesis and about other smartwatches, 4G smartwatches having an always on time. You can do it, but you're going to go through your battery. It doesn't even matter what size your battery is, it's going to eat it up. So I personally don't like it. I just do the twist the wrist kind of thing, or I just press the button. Pressing the button to see the time is okay for me. So that's what I do. Waterproof. The next question is the watch waterproof? No. No 4G Android smartwatch, no matter what they say, IP68, IP67, it's not waterproof. I wouldn't swim with it. Is it splash proof? Yes. A lot of them, you can splash water on it, you can wash your hands if it's raining. Of course, you're using an umbrella, so you're not going to get it wet to the point where you're soaking the watch in water. Hopefully, you have an umbrella. So you can use it in these kind of situations. Don't take a shower with it. Don't go swimming with it. Just don't do those kind of things, and your watch will last forever. Let's go with the next question. How long does it last? So the battery life. So this is a question that it's kind of not valid for the Genesis because we have the charging dock. You guys seen the little charging dock that you wear on the Genesis? You can see it many times on other videos. So I would suggest that you look at it as, does it last a day? You guys still want to know the answer. I know. Does it last a full day? Absolutely. Especially for those who work 9 to 5 in an office and you're not really using your watch because this watch is like a phone, so you really can't be in your office using this watch, because I think your office would be very upset at you. It would be like using your phone all day and not doing any work. It would be the same thing because the watch is like a phone. It has the same exact, things you could do with it. So you shouldn't be using your watch. Anyway, getting to the point is that it'll last easily a full day if you're 9 to 5, probably a day and a half. If you're working outside like a policeman, construction worker, anything like this, that you're outside all day, yeah, and you're listening to music and you got your earbuds in, the earbuds that I supply you with, and you got those on, it depends because some guys will just keep on listening to music. I would suggest carrying that little charger with you. Now, what we've done some tests, and the test shows that it's a 700 milliamp to a 700 milliamp, so you lose about 25% power on the transfer. So you're only going to get like 65 to 70% charge back up. But what I suggest is when you hit 15% on the watch, that you drop that little charger in, the little charging dock, and what you do is you just charge it up, and 15 plus 70, you're back up to 85, 90%, something like that. So I would suggest doing that. Don't let the battery run down. Why? Because if you do let the battery run down all the time to zero, you lessen the battery life, the actual long-term use of the battery. So I would suggest that you go ahead and, 15%, drop it in there, charge it back up. If you're that type of person that's using it all day long and is allowed to use it all day long, so that's what I would do. So, if you look at it and all you guys are with the milliamps, how many milliamps? I'm giving you 700 plus, another 700, you're talking about 1400 milliamps. So if you want to look at it that way, go right ahead when I'm giving you in power for a full day. So it's just really not I wouldn't be saying, okay, the Prime well, first of all, the Prime doesn't have 1260. For you guys, I ask you to look at the Prime in the sense of, if you try to buy a 1260 lithium ion battery, a lithium polymer, I should say, battery, if you try to buy a battery of that size, it's almost the same size as the watch itself, as the Prime watch itself. It's impossible to get a battery that size in there. Just to let you guys know, it's impossible. And the challenge is, go online, go to like Alibaba and try to buy a battery at 1260, or try to buy the battery that actually is the size that's in the Prime. Now, Mr. Tick has another video where he tears up a Prime, and you look at this, and he gives the dimensions. You look at the dimensions and you try to buy a battery of that dimension, and you probably come up with an 800 to 900 milliamp battery. So that's all I'm going to talk about the battery. And you guys got your answer. I don't want to talk negatively about the Prime's a great watch. I just saying that it's not what they advertise. The Chinese tend to do that a lot. I don't. I'm not going to sit here and blah 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 you that it's a, big. I could do the same thing, but I don't. I tell you the truth. Hey guys, look at the spec sheet. It's 730 milliamp battery. So anyway, let's move on from that topic, and we got the next one is the Bluetooth calling. Bluetooth calling is where you call up through your Bluetooth, right? You're connected to your phone, your smartwatch to your phone, and what you're doing is you're basically using Bluetooth to do this. The older models, and this question is for the newbies, I call them, because guys who've been buying the smartwatches, the 4G smartwatches, they know this answer. It's the new guys that are coming on board that, find this YouTube videos of the Genesis, and they ask this question constantly. So Bluetooth calling is not available on any Android 7.1 smartwatch 4G. Just the new models don't have it, can't do it. Google has blocked it. So that's your answer on that. Is it going to come as another answer? I don't see it coming. So what's the trick? What do I do to get around that? What I do is I got a Text Now. It's an app on Google Play, and I download it. So what I do is I put my phone onto Wi-Fi hotspot. When my hotspot's on, I connect the watch to the phone. When I do that, I now, using that app, I actually get a phone number. Yes, it's only for USA and Canada. You actually get a phone number that you can use like as if you had a SIM inside the watch. So that's the great part about it. Text Now, there's other apps out there. There's about 3 or 4 of them. You can do it. You can shop around which one you like. But this is really cool. So you don't need to buy a SIM to use the watch. You could actually, if you want to be connecting your phone and still carry your phone and your smartwatch and using it that way, it's the best way to use it. It really is. It's pretty cool that you have 2 phone numbers. And your watch will ring separately from your phone. Like I said, they're 2 different phone numbers. And you're actually talking through Wi-Fi. It's sort of like WhatsApp with a phone number. It's kind of the same principle. So it's pretty cool, guys. You should try it out. Check it out if you're interested in keep conjointly using the watch with your phone constantly. And some people are into that. So try that out. But no Bluetooth. There's no Bluetooth calling, just to answer your question. NFC, guys, the NFC is a very, very expensive option in the sense that I would have to pay a lot of money to Google, in the upwards amounts of $500,000 in order to get the copyrights or the rights to use it. This is belonging to Google, this issue. It's an Android thing that Google owns, and you can't do it. I mean, I could, but I'm not there yet, guys. Not there yet to have that kind of money. So it's impossible to do, and if I did it, what would happen is, honestly, probably the Chinese would steal it from me anyway if I put it into one of these 4G smartwatches. So I don't really see me doing that. But that's the answer, guys. You cannot get NFC on this, so don't ask anymore. No NFC, not in the future. It's not going to happen. If that's a big thing for you guys, then I suggest that you buy those buy another smartwatch. They have the other ones, but yeah, they don't have cameras and stuff like that, like the Samsungs, Fossil watches, those kind of watches. They'll have that for you if that's a big thing for you. But no, there's no NFC and no NFC coming in the future. Okay, guys, thanks. And so then let's talk about the deal. The deal is, guys, another question you get asked is, where's my watch? I ordered it 3 weeks ago. Okay, for you guys who first ordered it when the video first came out, my apologies really on that. I had nothing to do with the coronavirus. We would all be getting our watches if we could, if the coronavirus didn't happen, because we've been delayed, I would say, complete 3 weeks because of this. They just started this past week, but they're only at 30% capacity. The workers cannot come back. They're not allowed to cross borders. Shenzhen happens to be the place for jobs. So everybody comes from different cities way out to live here just for a job, because there's no job back in their city. But now that the coronavirus has happened, they're being stopped from actually coming into Shenzhen. So their city, they might even be in, some of them might even live in Wuhan, and they're not going to be able to come back for a very long time. So this is the situation that's going on. It's very bad. I mean, the situation in Shenzhen where I live, it's an affluent, very affluent area, neighborhood. So really, it's not that bad at all. People are going about their business. We're just all wearing masks. The restaurants are they half cut the seats in there. So let's say if there was 20 seats, now the law says you can only have 10 seats in there. So this way people are spaced apart. So that's kind of what's going on here where I live. Supermarkets, I don't know, one of my friends said, do you have food? And I'm like, yeah, so it's okay. It's just, it's just that we have to be careful here with, spreading it, wearing the mask, washing your hands every time you come inside your house. You have to wash your hands constantly. When you go to the bathroom, you got to be careful when you go to the bathrooms. And guys, be careful with the bathrooms. Just quickly, that's where the number one place where, you can get bacteria and viruses. So especially those public bathrooms. So just be careful with that. So now, what's the date that I'm looking at? We're looking at maybe March 31st, around there. So that's the date we're looking at, March 31st, give or take a few days here and there, before or after. Again, guys, I'm doing my best. Trust me. I got a lot of things, that I'm trying to get everything. Because you got to understand, look at the pieces on the video. I have so many pieces, and each piece represents a different factory. So, you have the earbuds, that's a different factory. You have the actual bands, the bands that, we have, that's a different factory. What else I have in there? The watch itself is a different factory. So everything, the whole package was created by me, and I had to go to different factories to get each and every piece. And then I just put it together. The box itself, you see the box, and it says Genesis, and it's nice and big, and it's beautiful, it's pretty. That's a different factory. So, I got like 4 or 5 factories going here. And so everything has to come together. Everybody has to give me their pieces, pieces to the puzzle. And then I can put it together, and voila, here it is. So that's what's happening. Again, guys, I didn't count on the coronavirus happening. So, yeah, I'm trying my best for you guys. I mean, I love you guys for, trusting me with your money. I appreciate it. I have put out big money to get this project, started. I just felt that it was something that was necessary because of mostly because of the placement of the camera. So that's why I did it. So let me talk about a little bit before I leave is the battery again. My battery. Why I chose the battery so small. Why I chose it. First of all, I didn't have the capacity to put such a big battery. Me and Mr. Tix worked on this with the Janus Janus was the first battery that I sold. Watch that I sold. So what happened there was they stuffed a really big battery inside the Janus, and it was tight, and the heat could not dissipate. So it had a slow Antutu, and it's also the battery was heating up. So I had a 600 milliamp battery that when I first sold the Janus, the very first 3 weeks, I sold the 600 milliamp battery Janus. That battery, that 600 milliamp, tended to last longer than the 800 milliamps. But of course, everybody sees the number again and say, I want the 800. And I couldn't explain to people the 600 was actually lasting longer. Why? Heat dissipation. For some reason, because of the heat, because there was more space inside the watch, there was better heat dissipation. And for some reason, the watch was lasting longer for that reason. So I'm just letting you guys know that that's why we have, and also the reflective screen. So there's call it 2 screens in there. So that takes a few millimeters away too. So you got the reflective screen, plus I needed to give you space in there for the heat dissipation. So the combination of those 2 things caused me not to put such a big battery in there, unfortunately. But the good part is the software. The software was re-engineered differently than the Janus. The Janus what was happening with the Janus was that the background apps were constantly on, and there was really no way to turn it off. And so what the Genesis is doing, you'll notice when you get your Genesis, if you don't use it, like for instance today, I started at I don't know, for some reason I was at 98% when I turned it on. And I didn't use it all day. I didn't use it for 4 or 5 hours. And I look back and, 4 or 5 hours later, I'm at 92%. And I'm like, whoa. So what's happening is it basically shuts down, which is a good thing. So the programming in it is much better than what was in the Janus before, way back. So because of that, that's why you're getting just as good as a life as the Prime. I think the Prime, because it is a bigger battery, it is probably 150 milliamps bigger, or maybe 200. You're going to be maybe, when the Janus is at, let's say 70%, let's say that number, when the Janus is at 70%, I think the Prime is going to be at 78, 79%. So you're talking about, it's equivalently, taken away. But what the difference is the Prime doesn't have that booster charger that's wireless. The wireless booster charger that I give you, as you will see in the other videos, guys, go run to Mr. Tix or my videos, you'll see it. And you can wear it and use still the watch. The Prime doesn't have that. So there lies the difference. When you're out with the Prime and it goes out, you're out. When the Genesis goes out, guess what? Reach in your pocket, pull out the little charger, continue on your day, continue using the smartwatch. That's what I brought to you. So I honestly believe there's really no comparison with that, and there shouldn't be, but that's how it is. So I explained everything to you guys about the battery. I get all the questions about it. It's a constant, and so instead of me writing to each individual, hopefully everybody watches this video. All right, guys, thanks a lot for your time. I'm out, and hopefully I can get a break or a few days, get out of Shenzhen, and get a little break from being here. But I've been here for you guys, right here in the thick of it all, so that we could finish this project. Yes, it's kind of not scary, I wouldn't say, but lack of a better word, but cautious. I've just been cautious. So I've been here just to get this project done. So hopefully I can get everything going and rolling and get out of here for a week or two, so that I'm safe. So thank you guys. Take care, and we'll see you back. Hopefully with another video. I'll think of something else to talk about, but with time, maybe give you an update as maybe 2 weeks from now how we're laying as far as shipping time. That would be a good video. All right, thank you guys. Take care. Bye bye.